Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, March 15th, 2024. Welcome to another eBay video. I have two main topics I would like to discuss in detail tonight, and they are, number one, buyers returning items in a condition that they were not sent out in, meaning broken. And number two, buyers continuing to file false item not as described claims to get free shipping back. In my opinion, the latter is blossoming into a huge problem, not just from what I read in the Facebook groups and from what I've been hearing in chatter, but from my own personal experiences. It is freaking bad. And when you couple that with the failing eBay Guaranteed Fitment program, it's a recipe for disaster. In tonight's video, I'm going to have one section reserved for screenshots, and that's when I talk about the false item not as described cases. And another section is going to be what I call show and tell, and this has to do with the buyer who sent an item back that was broken. So let's get started right off with show and tell. I'm going to show you several items. Which item is compatible with a 1996 Cadillac? Candidate number one, candidate number two, candidate number three. Okay. Yell out your answers now. Yell out one if you think it's number one. Yell out number two if you think it's number two. And yell out number three if you think it's number three. Good luck. Okay. That's long enough. The correct answer was all of the above. In fact, there are two more choices that I can't show you that I don't even have in stock, because Wonderful Cadillac likes to put 5 or 6 different wheels on each car, each model year. Okay, the reason I'm mentioning this is because I always go through the trouble of listing the part numbers. The part numbers are so freaking important in eBay Motors, okay? Now, I recently told you the story about a guy who purchased one of these Cadillac chrome wheel center caps from me and filed a return saying wrong size doesn't fit. The buyer was honest, saying that he made the mistake, and in the return description, he put the part number that he really needs. Now, here's the part number on this cap. I want to talk about this, okay? There's actually 2 tags. See it? Okay? So what I did in the listing was I took a picture of the part number as well. So not only did I put the part number in the drop down, I took the picture and I put that up. The buyer files for a return, doesn't fit my car, and he types in a part number other than what you see on here. So technically the buyer is admitting his mistake, but this goddamn eBay, oh my God, this guaranteed fitment program is driving me and many other eBay sellers up the wall because they don't take into account the variations of each model year with wheels. Because this buyer typed in 1996 Cadillac in the field where his vehicle is to be inputted, eBay is putting the blame on Cute Joey, and that's wrong. Well, I'll show you how we take care of that in a second. All right? Now, here's what's really going to drive you crazy. I was thinking to myself, I said, well, when I get this item back, I'm going to toggle off the original shipping. That's a given, because I listed it correctly, and this buyer made a mistake and admits it. So in that respect, I don't have a problem with the buyer. The problems with this eBay guaranteed fitment program, which should be tossed out. Here it comes. Get ready for this. The hubcap went out looking like this. Take a good look at the back of it. Look at it. This is the way it should look. Here's what I got back. Broken clip, no ring. This idiot savant tried to jam this cap on a wheel other than the wheel it was intended for. Now, he may have made a mistake when he made the purchase, I get that. But when he tried jamming this on and broke it, he had to have known it. He had to have known it. And he still sent it back broken. Okay, I know how this works. So, when I got the item back, first thing I did was toggle off the original shipping. Second thing was I took a deduction of a full 50%. I would like to have taken 100% because this is worth dick. Okay, look, open your eyes. It's broken, it's worth nothing to me. But eBay only allows a 50% deduction. And I wrote in the explanation that the buyer admits to purchasing the wrong item, I get that, but he tried to force it on and he broke the clip, rendering it useless. Okay? So I gave him his refund. And now the problem there is that because of this stupid guaranteed fitment program, the return no longer closes out even though the buyer admits he bought the wrong size. Because he has a car that's mentioned in the drop-down menu, eBay pushes the fault on the seller. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. So that is situation number one. If you don't sell on eBay Motors, man, raise your glass and cheer. You don't have to worry about this. If you do sell on eBay Motors, you're going to have to worry. Okay? I don't know if they're planning on extending this. Imagine if they did this with clothes, guaranteed fit. You guys would have a freaking cow. I don't blame you. Next topic. False item not as described claims. For this, I'm going to have to do a cutaway to some screenshots that I've previously filmed. Basically what happened is a buyer purchased some alloy wheel plugs. Those are those really small things that go in the middle of your alloy wheel. He bought the wrong size. He says, once again, they don't fit my wheel. But for the reason he checks off wrong item sent. Rather than me expound on this, looking at you, let's go to the screenshots and let's have them do the talking. Then we'll come back. Okay guys, please pay attention to your screen as I walk you through another false item not as described claim. Here you can see the details of the return. Return reason, wrong item sent. Comments, is not fit on my car. Now, before we get started with this, let me show you the listing itself because it's important you see it. This is the exact listing. Please look carefully at how these caps are designed. They have the stamped engraved lettering with a silver finish. These are the items the customer purchased and that I sent him. Now, in picture number 1, this is indeed what I sent him, but it's too small because he purchased the wrong size. Kabish? Now, in this picture that he furnished, this is what he really needs. This has the aluminum anodized finish, and you can see the lettering is different, and the diameter is a little larger on these. So obviously, he made the mistake. No surprise there, but he's claiming wrong item sent. eBay does not verify any of this, nor do they give us any way to dispute it. And you can clearly see here, I did not send him the wrong item. he purchased the wrong item. So when this item does come back to me, I'm going to be toggling off the original shipping, and I'm going to take a deduction for the shipping. And that is the bottom line. I would like to know if you guys have seen a huge increase in false claims with returns. I'm telling you something. I've seen people with zero feedback know how to game the system. The word is out that sellers are not protected with this kind of thing, and there are no checks and balances. Welcome to the Wild West of eBay 2024. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so you see the situation very clearly. The buyer purchased the wrong size, and he's claiming I sent him the wrong item. What he really should check off is wrong item purchased by buyer who doesn't read. But of course, there is no such choice on eBay. It's getting to the point, folks, that I'm starting to sit here and just, think about things. The playing field has been in the favor of the buyer for years. I don't think anyone's going to question me there. But it's to the point now when everyone's got to just stop and everyone's got to reassess the situation. I can't speak for other categories because I don't sell them. But for eBay Motors, which is still, in my opinion, a cash cow, it needs a whole revamping, especially the returns process. There will be times when a seller will make a mistake and send the wrong item. No argument. But someone's got to vet these claims. How can you sit there in good conscience and say every buyer is right? The canned response will be, well, that's just the cost of doing business online. Well, guys, no, it's not the cost of doing business online. Everybody buying on eBay is or should be a responsible adult and should take responsibility when they make a mistake. Mistakes happen. That's why we take returns. But own up to them. And if we as sellers can show conclusive proof, like I just have, that we have been wronged, it should be made right. But that hasn't been happening, and I don't think it's going to happen. Funny thing is, let's jump onto some other categories for a minute. I'm used to getting a lot of traffic to my listings in eBay Motors. Occasionally, I will list things in other categories. And let me tell you something, they suck. They don't get any views whatsoever. The absolute worst that I've encountered is records. I have a stack of old records. I think they're from the 40s or the 50s. They're those really thick ones, the kind that break easily if you drop them. They're not in the original sleeves. I have so many of them, and I'm this close to trashing them. Nobody wants them. Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm not an expert in the category, and most of the names on the labels I don't even know. But I'm telling you, apparently nobody collects old records. I also have boxes and boxes of cassettes, which I do know something about. Those I'm going to have to start listing pretty soon. I'll probably list them in groups of like 10 or so, just to make it worthwhile. I have a lot of them from my younger days. But I find that, and books. Books is another category I've had no luck with. I've listed some books on eBay and I've never sold one. So basically, I guess I should be happy with eBay Motors because it does get the traffic. Everybody drives a car and everybody needs parts, and that's good news. But seriously, guys, there's always room for improvement. I'm just mystified. Just mystified with the way things have been going. Right now, I have 3 open returns. 2 of them, no, one of them is the guy with the Cadillac. That's not going to close out unless he acknowledges the return or unless it times out, and it will probably be the latter. Then there's the guy with the GMC that I've been showing you for the last 2 weeks that bought one that was too big for his wheel because he's got the wrong wheel. He only just sent it back yesterday, so I haven't gotten that back yet. But when I do get it back, he's getting a nice fat deduction too for the original shipping. So that means that one's going to stay open. And the third one is the guy with the Jeep that I just showed you. I haven't gotten them back, but I did get a nag email from eBay saying that they're in the mail and I'll have them in a day or two. One thing that mystifies me, and I know you guys have brought this up, eBay gives buyers, I think it's 21 days to ship an item back if they want to return it. But I swear to Christ on the cross in Brooklyn, when they finally ship it back, within 1 hour, eBay will nag the ever-loving crap out of you to give that buyer a refund, and they will nag you every single day until you do, and if it gets to be 4 days, they will step in and do it. I'm not even going to comment on that. Sales this week have been on the slow side, but I did sell a lot of small items, which is highly unusual for me. Usually I sell the bigger ones. I sold a lot of cheap items this week, stuff that goes with Ground Advantage through the post office. But anyway, hey, a small sale is better than no sale. And that, my friends, is all I'm going to discuss this week. Please remember, I'm Crazy New York Driver, you're not. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable as well. Please leave your comments, questions, and concerns down below, and I'll be happy to address as many as I can. And I guess there's nothing else for me to say but rock on and peace.